Hey everybody, how is it going this morning? So yeah, it's a thing. It's a day. I'm awake. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah. Okay. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I had a little trouble pulling up my timer that I usually use, Spirit City. I forgot that I restarted the desktop and hadn't pulled it back up yet, so here we are. Steam usually takes just a little while to pull everything up, but it's okay. For those of you who do not know me, hi, I'm writer Sam Wicker, and welcome to my channel. What I do is I write fantasy and romance and romantasy and sometimes fantasy erotica, and I do all that usually under Sam Wicker or another pen name S.W. Lupi. Books are all down below. Links to other social medias and all that good stuff is all down below. So make sure that you're following. And if you are able to, in the chat, follow each other as well, because that is what we're here for. And help each other out, love one another, do all the things. Jenna says, wave and tag the like button. Thank you. Going to keep mostly in luck mode and not be annoying. It's fine. It's all good. So, first things first, I want to share with you a thing. It's called a poll that I have over on the post side of YouTube, and I have 8 votes so far. What this is I finished book 4 yesterday, and each book in that 4 novella series took me 5 days each to write. So My Husband Wants to Keep Me Pristine was the first one. It was February 17th to the 23rd. I took 2 days off in the middle there, so it was 5 days. Then the next one was in June. The rest of the 3 were this month. So June 3rd to June 8th was My Husband Wants to Keep Me Dominant. June 8th to June 13th was My Husband Wants to Keep Me Gay. And June 14th to yesterday, June 18th, was My Husband Wants to Keep Me Sated. So my brain is just a touch bit fried. So today I'm going to be focusing mostly on the stuff that I needed to work on while I was writing, which is social media posts. I need to get caught up on my dialogue presentation that I'm doing for the AWC, not this coming weekend, but next. Is it that soon? Please don't tell me it's that soon. It's the last weekend of June. Oh, yeah, it is next weekend. Okay, so I'm pulling a college thing and getting things done at the last minute, and it's okay. It's fine. We're fine. I also need to go through my emails because I starred a bunch that I hadn't replied to yet or done whatever I need to do with them. So that's another thing. Admin stuff, I guess you could call. All right. So with that being said, we will do the zoomed out version of the room in Spirit City. But I have 45-minute timers so that we can get good and into our things that we need to do today. Don't forget to hydrate. Don't forget to stretch. Don't forget to get some noms if you have rumblies and the tumblies. And we will start in 3, 2, 1. Get at it. Okay, so that's the end of the first 45-minute sprint. Let's see if I can talk today. I'll make no promises. So, what did y'all get done during that sprint? Let me know in the comments, and I will go back up to the top and say hi to everybody if it will let me come on. All right. So, make sure to hit up that poll that I have over on my community posts panel. Let me know what y'all want. It will probably be after the AWC, just so I can have fewer things on my plate to plan for before the AWC. And then here is the Google spreadsheet with the links to all the other streams going on today if you want to get some more things done, and stream hop if you want to. Devin, good morning. I'm transferring the freelancers over to the new All Call Indie website that launches tomorrow. Nice. Very nice. I remember you mentioning something during, I think it was one of the AWC lives about getting the new website up. Sky, hello. Boop, like button hit and dipping out to return to my stream. Awesome. Thank you. I think I called you Shannon. My bad. Hey, Broken. Hey, Rach. Okay, I officially come in and then refreshed in case YouTube is being a little YouTubey. I get it. Good morning, and I grab my coffee so I have emotional support beverage while writing these scenes. Eva, good morning, and definitely happy Juneteenth. If y'all are celebrating, be careful out there, but have fun, okay? Eat some yummy food at the cookouts. I know there's a couple of cookouts going on around here, and definitely some down in Charlotte, but yeah, it's awesome. Let's see. We are skipping around because Streamlabs is skipping around. We have a Subo Musashi, maybe. Sorry if I butcher that name. But hello. I'm going to use this to write the assignment to, maybe. That will be awesome. And Eva and Rach pulling double duty with YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Double duty or DID, you decide, right? Devin says, I am almost done with the first page of freelancers. Awesome! You got this. I believe in you. Eva says, I'm excited to hire from the options on the website. Yes, definitely. It's been a busy month to say the least. Holy cow, I can imagine. I don't want to imagine. How you still have your sanity, I don't know. Busy but never boring, right? All right, Devin is one of the chairs for the AWC, which is the AuthorTube Writing Conference that is going on, not this weekend, but next weekend, the last weekend of June. So it's going to be Friday, the 27th, right? I should have these dates memorized by now, as much as I've talked about it, as much as I've posted about it, but... so the AWC starts Friday, June 27th and ends Sunday, June 29th. And there will be a giveaway stream thing Monday on the 30th. So, yeah, all kinds of fun, all the things happening. Going to be a lot of information for you to download into your beautiful brains as creatives. Sanity is fueled by caffeine, spite, and deadlines. I can't agree on the spite. I love being fueled by spite and caffeine. All right. Do not forget to hydrate. Do not forget to get some noms in your tummies if you have rumblies there. Do not forget to get up and stretch if you're able to, if you have been sitting for a while. And don't forget to look away from your screens for a little while to rest your eyes. And let's get started. See you in 45. All right, how did everybody do on that one? So I apologize if you hear some loud banging in the background because the roommate doesn't know how to be human, I guess, or considerate, or whatever you want to say. I'm not angry. All right, so we have Eva saying that explains why she likes sanity. Also, she doesn't like the only way to take a book down from distribution printing with Ingram Spark is to message them and wait. Yeah, that is a little aggravating. It seems like we should have more control over that. But Draft a Digital, since you asked that question, as far as I know, because I haven't taken a book down from them just yet, but at the end of every page of your book uploads, there is a delete book or something like that, take book down. And as far as I know, you could just hit that button and it's done. Ebook and print, both. We got a Maggie. Hello, hello, hello. Rach just found the old writing with friends in the Marvel fanfic. Guess which characters? And I love this group here. You got Wanda, Speed, Wiccan, and Jean, and also made a character from a forgotten character. I turned Rachel Van Helsing to write with the Midnight Suns group. That is awesome. Devin will be in lurk mode for ultimate focus. I need to finish the freelancers so I can get back to AWC tasks. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Count backwards from 10,000. I know. The Scarlet Witch, one of Maggie's faves. Yeah, I was always the group's Scarlet Witch. Love her. Yes, very much so. Maggie finished reading and watering for the morning, and now to get a shower before finishing editing and formatting. Nice. I got through a couple of more slides for my presentation for the AWC. So we've got that going on. Mama Maggie Warren is going to be one of my mods. Well, my only mod, I think. So look forward to seeing her in the chats, as she so often is here. And Rach got this love scene started for book 4 and reread the family scene we are editing. Nice. So after I get the first round of the I do my presentations like I do my books. I do the rough draft and then I go back and fix some things. So after I finish this rough draft of the presentation, I'm probably going to take a break, just because for the past 3 weeks I've been doing nothing but heavy focus on writing, and I feel a little tired. I'm not at burnout stage, which is a good thing. I wanted to stay away from burnout stage, but I am feeling a little tired. But yeah, might take a break, as long as I can get some peace and quiet. So if y'all don't see me, or if I message y'all on Insta and need bell money, please be kind. I'm joking, sort of, not really, maybe. Maggie says, when I was in high school, I also wrote Marvel fanfic about a native girl who became a Valkyrie, and then it came out into the Gods of Asgard arc before the X-Men, and I threw mine away. Oh, okay, so done that as another story. Hello, The Dark Project. I finished redoing the second half of my outline, hoping to get writing again today. Been a few weeks. Awesome. You can do this. I believe in you. We wrote a bunch of stuff that wound up canon. Nice. I'm happy to be your mod. I am signed up for 3 streams a day as first mods and 1 and 2 streams as backup mods. I for some odd reason, I didn't go back. Like I signed up for that first day. Oh, let me pause this. And I was going to go back and do some more slots, but I just did 3 main and I think 2 backup because I forgot to go back. So yeah, it is what it is. Right, says for a while we would mention Marvel and break the fourth wall as if we knew they were reading our stuff. Yes. Only have to be added as a mod on 2 channels. Yeah, because you're awesome. And you are the mod of all. I mean, do they take credit cards for mail? I don't know. That would be a good question. That would be an answer to find out before I do anything. Maggie says I avoid doing things that require bail money because I'm just a poor writer. Yeah, same. Up until now. Oh, y'all. Yeah. I think a break is definitely needed, especially before tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going to a convention. We are going down to Heroes Con, and it it might benefit the people around me if I took a break today. Rach says, I want to kill, but I'm broke. Oh, I love y'all. Y'all get me. You're my people. Yes, this is this is my conundrum because this is my thinking. It's like if I go to jail, I get three meals a day that I don't have to decide what it is that I'm cooking or what it is that I want. You know, there's no decision making process there anywhere, and there's no work in it. I get 3 meals, no work, no decision. There's also access to like a library and computers, so I can still write and do research. And healthcare. The people's yes. Maggie says I am coming east in mid-July, so hoping to meet many people then. Let me know when. Because yeah, that would be awesome to meet you in person. Need to write. Orange is the new IRA. You'd also have nothing but time to write. Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of wins. What are you grumbling about, madam? So if you hear the grumbles and the tappies, there is a Kona. Yeah, the right women's thing to work around. Yeah, same. I will drive. I drive 4 hours, usually every 3 weeks, one way. So driving is not a problem. As long as you don't put me in the middle of Raleigh. Yeah. And Wilmington. Wilmington, if I can do the outskirts and not go down College, we're good. Oh, goodness. All right. So, do we want to do one more sprint? Or do y'all want to hop over to another stream? Let me know. Wilmington is just so full of construction right now because they're making all those developments and all the apartment complexes. And it's like Wilmington is spreading out like Atlanta. So, yeah, it's just weird. Hops up and down. He says, I mean, I'm used to Wilmington and Raleigh, so I can meet you in chauffeur. I like this idea. I'm getting kind of used to Charlotte, but even then, Charlotte still aggravates me. I am like pro non-aggravation for myself. Maggie says, Mini Me, Mara said we can go together, but she won't be talking much after her jaw surgery. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Good thing I added Friday night to my hotel stay for sure then. Yes. Sprint. Okay. I used to work for the news and Observer, so I had to learn Raleigh. Yeah. The only times I ever went to Raleigh in the past were, well, it was more Durham for Animazement. So that was once a year. That's it. He even says my son's middle name is Raleigh, spelled like the town, and my mom's name is Charlotte. Fun Eva Lord. Yes. Nice. I've never been to the Carolinas. Well, come on. Yeah. Come. Be one with us. Hey, Heather, are you sprinting today? Or are you taking the day off? I think you're taking the day off. Didn't I hear? I don't know. Okay. So I had Wednesday sprint. So we shall do a sprint after I double check something real quick. Yeah. Okay. Durham is my jam, and I used to live and work in Chapel Hill and Carborough. Yeah, the little hippie town on the outskirts. Been to Carborough. Yes. The mountains are my jam. There's nothing except curves. Maggie says, I like North Carolina more than South, but I fell in love with Berkeley, West Virginia. Might have to do that. Heather's not sprinting. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get into this next sprint then. It will be a 45-minute sprint as per my usual these days. And don't forget to hydrate. Don't forget to get some noms if you have rumblies and a tumblies. And don't forget to get up and stretch if you are able, or at least look away from your screen to give your eyes a rest. And let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Get at it. Alrighty, how did everybody do on that one? I am going to stop that timer because we are probably going to wrap up here in a little bit after we do some talking. I got some more slides done. Calm down a little bit. Because that's the key, right? Calm down. So yeah. Let's see if I can get back over here. We were talking about being where we're from kind of thing. Heather's not sprinting. Where did we leave off? And Maggie wants to move to Beckley, West Virginia. Helps with the stroke symptoms, but there are no jobs. Understandable. West Virginia is still a little wild. Eva's content in the River Plains. Rach says never heard of it, but would love to live in the mountains, but we've done so much to the house. I kind of think we may stay here for a while, and that is completely, utterly understandable. Heather is taking advantage of the time while the kiddo is napping, and I have AWC things to do. Eva's driving down the mountain upsets her nervous system enough that I know my ancestors preferred the flatlands too. That's awesome. Ray says it was always a joke. If I fix a house up, we're about to sell it. And so this time I'd like to enjoy the upgrades for myself. Yep. Heather's one of the nieces went to UNC Chapel Hill. Awesome. Eva says, my grandchildren are Appalachian born, except for the eldest. Didn't migrate until age 1, but ever since then. Yep. Shannon, hello. Finally, still at the PC. I have sprints going, but was running back and forth, finding all the items to ship out the candles for my Kickstarter. Nice. Everybody saying hi to Shannon. Rach says, I always say I was redneck born, Alabama, rural, and got all those wives' tales from Appalachia. Yeah. So I used to call myself redneck, and then I just started calling myself Appalachian because there's Appalachian redneck, and then there's Southern redneck, and then there's Appalachians, and then there's Southerners, and there's little sectors. But yeah, I used to call my family like the redneck mafia because if I didn't know somebody who did something, my brother did, or my sister did, or my dad did, we took care of things. Rach says, even though we really only had one mountain there. Yeah. Rita's popping by while painting the garden boxes. Awesome. I hope you stay cool or get it done before it gets too hot. Rach says, not two co-authors debating on whose point of view a previous scene is in because neither of us want to go look it up. The height of lazy. And I have totally been there before. Devin is on the last page of Freelancers. Awesome. Way to go. The Dark Project got in 245 words and some social media nonsense tended. Yes. Nice. Way to get things done, y'all. Whoop. I found out that rednecks are everywhere. Yes, they are. And there are different breeds of redneck. So I think your nomenclature is sound. Yeah, thank you. I grew up in Murphy. Okay, and in Murphy is an odd kind of place. It's like a melting. Well, okay. Let me backtrack. Growing up in Murphy up until about middle school, you had about 4 different types of people. You had the high upper class who lived in town, and they had the big houses in town. They ran bed and breakfast. They were bank managers, blah, blah, blah. They came from the money that built Murphy, so to speak. And then you had the middle class, which is kind of like my family. We did everything as ourselves. If we had to ask for help, it was from other family members or friends of the family. We stuck to ourselves. And yeah, if somebody needed help, we were right there. Third generation rescue squad, kind of thing. And then there were the lower class, the people who didn't have anything and they needed all the help, but often they just got overlooked and forgotten. Then the big real estate boom happened because everybody realized that there were pretty views off the side of our mountains. And we didn't have as many earthquakes as, say, California or something like that. So it was relatively safe to build on the side of our mountains. So then we began getting more people coming in from different walks of life. And some of them were what we called halfbacks. And those are the people that, for up north, moved down to Florida. Usually it was always Florida. Every now and then, southern Georgia, but mostly always Florida. And then they didn't really like Florida. It's too hot, too humid, too hurricane. So they moved up and they settled in the middle, halfback. So we got those. And they are interesting type of people, and they have their own little sections as well. Then you got the northerners that moved down. Then you have the further south people that moved up because they didn't like the northerners moving down and taking over their beaches, And then you got a few wild hair Midwesterners that came in. So yeah, Murphy became a melting pot. And growing from middle school to high school and on into college with that melting pot, it made me learn a lot about the different types of people in this world and made me appreciate the different types of people in this world, because you can learn so much from other people that grew up somewhere else. And while most of us Appalachians, some of us rednecks, are considered less than on the intelligence side, we often aren't, because our knowledge is based on doing things. Our knowledge is based on experience of hundreds upon hundreds of years of being self-reliant. And that's something. Not a lot of people can say that they learned how to can and garden or make clothes, crochet from their grandmothers and their parents, and they know how to sew, they know how to mend. My dad, for instance, he barely finished high school. But that man, he knew how to do everything. He could plumb. He could do his own electric work and pass code. He could dig ditches where it didn't flood. He built driveways that are still 100% perfection to this day. And he knew where a tree would fall when he cut it. I mean, you can't get that from a book. You learn that on your own. You learn that through experience. You learn that from learning from someone else. So, yeah, never judge a person by what they look like or sound like. That is the worst mistake that you could possibly do. Now, gut feelings, when you judge a person by a gut feeling, that's valid to me. Your guts are usually telling you no, or whatever it is. Let's see, the Dark Project as a Northern New York redneck. Yes. Yes, very much so. Country folk are different with many subsectors, and where I grew up, you were either a yeehaw country music redneck or a metalhead redneck. See, there you go. That's another thing. That's another separation that puts a handful of people in this section and a handful of people in this section. But oftentimes, when things are needed, they're together and they can work together just fine. This day and age, I'm not going to go into why, because that's political and we'll be here all day. This day and age, it's a little different than even when I grew up, because now there's a lot of judgment. And I don't know about you, but being Southern, I was raised that the only being that could judge a person was God. The rest of us had to rely on gut feelings, and we relied on one another. We helped one another. We didn't judge until that person did something wrong or did something we didn't like. And then we knew. So yeah, a lot of judgment today. And I get it. I do. Don't get me wrong. I often pass judgment quickly too, and I have to rein myself back in. So yeah. Rach says, so true. I can't even tell you how many times people have underestimated me because of my twang. Saying, so same. Hold on. Skipped one. But I was also lucky that those hardworking folks were very tolerant and progressive. And yes, that hands-on work is what makes rural folk resilient. Exactly. I always get hit with the, you can't be from the country, you speak eloquently and you're smart. Oh. That's just like a whole different set of mental trauma. The going through life having to prove yourself because of the way you form words sucks so bad. It really does. And I speak worse. I won't say worse. I speak more Southern now than when I grew up, because I was taught to speak with a level tone and as less of an accent as possible, so that I wouldn't be judged that way, and so I wouldn't have to fight so hard. Because 1, I'm a woman. 2, I'm from the South. 3, I have a look that either makes people want to run away or challenge me. if I put that look on. So yeah, there's a lot of factors there that work against you, especially if you're Southern. Yeah. Rach says there's a difference between judging and making personal decisions about a person based on their actions. Exactly. So Florida heat is already unbearable for me. Oh no. At least in my opinion, yeah. I agree. What a backhanded comment. See, just mental trauma, just right there. You can't be from the South. You can't be from the country. You're too smart. And Maggie says, did you know that the Marathon Mountains in the Big Bend area of West Texas were part of the Appalachian Range eons ago? Yep, I did. Yeah, same shape. Spent years training the Texan out of my voice because people look down on the accent. I got you. And even talking about accents, I get worse. Y'all can hear it, I'm sure. Maggie says, we are under the heat advisory today, too. Yeah. It is not even noon yet, and we are sitting at 83, and I refuse to look at the humidity right now. I don't want to look at the humidity because I will never go outside today, ever. Rach says, I was ready to call Florida to tell them to take their weather back this week. And Maggie's is climbing to the mid-90s today. Heather says, my grandmother on my mother's side could literally do or make anything, but she lived through the Depression, plus on farms mostly. Yeah. My grandparents, so my papa was born in 1923. 1924, 1923, one or the other. So he lived from 1923. He was born into a family that were raised during one of the most worst depressions, and in an area that was forgotten by a lot of outsiders. So yeah, living from 1923 to 2014, he saw a lot. He could do a lot. And yeah, I wish I had learned more from my great-grandmother and my grandmother. But, you know, as kids, you're like, I don't want to learn that. Why are you making me do this? Why? I wasn't born for slave labor. That's a lie. You were. Maggie says, when I get to southern states, I start talking like I belong there. Yeah. The Dark Project. I have an Ontario accent because I grew up so close to Canada. It makes people assume I'm going to be a pushover. No. But then they learn they've disturbed the witch. Yes. Yes, they have. Let's see. My mother always said my grandmother was a hoarder, but I don't think so. Her hoard was because she lived through the Dust Bowl a decade, 1950 drought. Everything she saved was placed. Yeah. Had a place. Not the witch. Here we go. There's the second part. And labeled boxes and such with the organization of a librarian. And she even kept a notebook saying what was in each box. That is nice. My great-grandmother, she was called a hoarder too, but she didn't have the organizational skills that your grandmother did. But she saved everything. She made scrap quilts. Now, I know a lot of grandmothers probably did. But she made scrap quilts out of even the smallest piece of fabric. And it's like, how? Why? Why? Just string all those little pieces together into a string and use that to tie up the beans. It'll be less time consuming. You know? But yeah. It's funny how we think back now on how we used to perceive the people that we grew up with. And it's often different because now we're living as they did. We're the adults now. And we see how saving some things saves money, saves time. And then we see how saving some other things is like, why am I doing this? I'm turning into my grandmother. She even kept buttons, cloth, and yarn separated by color. Yeah. Grandma had, I don't know how many different jars of buttons. So one was white and black. No, actually, like two were white and black. mixed in together. Then there was another one with like the silver or the matte or the gold. And then there was another one with like the pearlescent buttons, and then others were like each color. And I remember the was it yellow that I think it was yellow. She didn't like wearing yellow, and she had a pale complexion, so yellow really wouldn't have suited her anyway. But the yellow jar was like this big, where the other jars were like, the big mason jars. Let's see. Heather says, Shannon, I got my thumbnail done. Awesome. I didn't remember where the thumbnail background this year, as I hadn't downloaded a logo yet and was fiddling with another in Canva for a week that I didn't like. Understandable. Dark Project, don't tell me I don't want the responsibility. I know. Why did we want to grow up so bad? Maggie says she did have project baskets with mixes, colored yarn, and fabric with a note on the top about what it was to be meant for. So, well, you can't see them, but there's 2 project boxes right here that I inherited from Mama. There's another one right there that is mine, because apparently I inherited that from Mama, but whatever. And then there's a couple others in behind this box right here that have, let's see, these 2 are quilts in one, the top one, and then the bottom one is upholstery stuff, because I still want to complain about this, even though it's been decades, years. Mama had to refresh the whole house either every 2 years or every 5 years. It depended on what was going on in that 2-year line. But if she was feeling well, nobody was dying, stuff like that, it was every 2 years. If things happen, then it could take 3, 4, or 5 years. But even if something was bad going on that 5th year, she would work through it to refresh the whole house. And when I say refresh the whole house, we changed the carpet. We would change the wallpaper, because she was fond of wallpaper. We would change every piece of furniture's upholstery. I don't know how many times I tacked my finger into a piece of furniture. And then she would make new things. So she would have these little knickknacks like Okay, here we go. Sorry, I didn't even realize. But yeah, refreshing the house. Thing from that generation. It is. It totally is, and it's about to become a thing for me. I can feel it coming. I have season boxes with throw pillows, knickknacks, and different seasons and such. Yeah, I'm getting there. Oh my gosh, I am. I'm turning into Mamaw. A little bit, just a little bit. Rearrange all my furniture every 6 to 8 months since the dark project. Someday it'll all be where I want it. Tech Gremlins. Send out a road. Class X solar storm is hitting today. Yay! All right. I think I have stolen your time enough. Do not forget the poll that I have up on my channel. Here is the link. I'm going to be doing some kind of live stream. It looks like right now it's going to be a mix of Q&A and reading chapters, pages, or something like that y'all want. But there is the link. So go vote. Let me know what you want to see from me, because I finished 4 books in 20 days, with each book taking 5 days. They are novellas. It's not like I did a 90,000 word book in 5 days. I did a little over 120,000, almost 125,000 in 20 days. So yeah, let me know what you want, and we'll go from there. I can't wait to share with you the things that are in my Husband Wants series, starting with My Husband Wants to Keep Me Pristine, which I have a video up on that if you want to go check it out. My Husband Wants to Keep Me Dominant is the second book. My Husband Wants to Keep Me Gay is the third. And My Husband Wants to Keep Me Sated is the last that I finished yesterday. Oh, goodness. Yes, be blessed and happy day. Thank God it's Friday. Y'all have a good one. I will see you Saturday. Because tomorrow we are going to Heroes Con, so I will not be doing my normal Friday stream. We will resume at Saturday, or on Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Y'all have a good one. Bye.